Hey guys, welcome back to Godzillathon, and wow, that's pretty quick. So, well, again, I cannot waste time. I gotta hurry up, and yes, I'm doing 3 episodes, like I said, maybe 2. I don't know. Well, I will try to do the third, like the next one, like probably around like Friday to Saturday. I don't know, one of these days or Sunday. I don't know, but still. I gotta catch up because gotta hurry for King of the Monsters, and I don't know, still gotta hurry for it. But anyway, so that being said, we are now on episode 30. Finally, there's an episode 30 of Godzillathon, and of course, that is Godzilla 2014. Yep, the 2014 film, 10 years later after Godzilla Final Wars. This was Godzilla's 60th anniversary. Wow, I don't believe this. As a matter of fact, I wanted to call this Godzilla versus the M.U.T.Os because, obviously, you already know why. Because, whatever. But, yeah. It was May... The time I had to go see this movie, okay. When I first saw the trailer on the big screen, I was like, holy shit. I couldn't even scream out loud that much, but I was just... I couldn't even breathe out loud when... I couldn't even breathe that much when the trailer popped up on the big screen for the first time. I was like, wow. So, but anyways, it was May 24th of 2014. I got back from my last day of class, my last day of middle school, and my parents were so bored. I asked them, "Why don't we go to the movies or something?" So we picked up my cousin. I mean, she went with us because she wanted to be entertained. So I was like, "Yeah, why not bring my cousin to the movies?" I mean, my cousin went with me, and so the 4 of us went to the movies that time, and sorry, that was just one of my dogs. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was just one of my dogs right there. But anyways, so we went to the movies, and my parents picked Godzilla 2014. I was like, oh my god, you guys made me so happy. So we went to go see it, and oh my god, I saw it, and I fucking love this movie. I fucking love it. It is just so great. This is probably one of those that I want to keep watching over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I just loved it. I love this movie, and that was when I was super young. That was like 5 to 6 years ago. I don't remember. I think it was 6 years ago. Or 5 years ago, I don't know. But anyways, I fell in love with this movie. I fucking love this movie. 2014 is just... It's legit. It's super legit. I cannot stop watching it. It's so good. And you wanna know what's really funny too? When the movie ended, like, a lot of people, like let the theaters like say, "Oh, it was so good" or something like that. But I didn't even leave the theaters. I was actually staying for the after credits scene. So when it's over, I was like, ah, shit, damn it, because there was no after credits scene. I mean, I was disappointed. I'm maybe disappointed, but hey, at least I get to see a Godzilla movie on the big screen. This is the first time I've ever seen it, like, forever. This was the first time I've ever seen Godzilla on the big screen. I mean, some of the Godzilla movies did appear on the big screen, like, a bunch of times, and, like, every show of Godzilla films appear on the big screen in USA. The Return of Godzilla, also USA, but 1985, and Godzilla 2000, and now this one. Like, that was the first time I've ever seen a Godzilla movie on the big screen, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, I couldn't stop watching it. I actually own this movie on like I actually own it on iTunes and Blu-ray well, more of a steelbook of Blu-ray and stuff like that. So that's what I owned. So yeah, I'm so excited. I can't take it anymore. I need to review this really good. So without further ado, let's get to it. So before I want to go into this film, I will tell you guys that there are a few flaws I couldn't just deal with or something, but that's pretty much I could say. So I could say a little bit of it. But the thing is that there are a few things I do want to discuss. Like I did see the concept art of the M.U.T.Os. I thought it looked like shit. There's that. Also, this movie is directed by Gareth Edwards. So the thing is that once TriStar's contract has finally been expired, Legendary Pictures stated like, oh, we wanted to it's time for us to just revive the American Godzilla, just to bring only to bring justice and tell everyone what the true meaning of Godzilla is supposed to represent if you're gonna make a Godzilla movie. And they finally did. Yoshi Itsubano, the guy who directed Godzilla vs. Hedorah, wanted to make a sequel called Godzilla 3D to the Eye. Godzilla in the IMAX 3D or whatever you call it. So, and it was supposed to represent like it was a sequel to his thing, like Godzilla vs. Deathla. So, like the Deathla monster looks pretty cool, I will admit. So, unfortunately, the sequel never happened, and Yoshi Utsubano never got his wish before he died. So if there's anyone out there who is a good director, like if I were a director, I would do anything for Yoshi Itsubano for that monster that he created, the secondary monster named Deathla, which I would say he would probably be somewhere where Godzilla fights Hedorah. Like he'll fight two weird monsters like Hedorah and this guy Deathla. Not to mention this monster name, what's his name again? Ibra. So yeah, Godzilla had to kill Ibra first before fighting Deathla and Hedorah. So and that will be it. So I actually loved the Deathla thing was pretty cool. But so now you guys are asking, what does this have to do with anything? Well, because Yoshi Itsubano was involved for Legendary's MonsterVerse. So, and yes, the MonsterVerse, because this movie is connected to Godzilla 24. This movie is connected to Kong Skull Island, though Kong Skull Island became a prequel to this movie. So there were two graphic novels, Godzilla Awakening and The Birth of Kong. Like, it's the same Kong from Skull Island, but just growing. There's that. There's Godzilla Aftershock that's coming out next month. I am really hyped to get it. I'm gonna get it soon. And of course, there's King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong. I do know the news and updates of that the MonsterVerse will definitely continue after Godzilla vs. Kong, but only if either one of those or both of those became successful, like performed well, which King of the Monsters looks exactly to be performed, so there could be a chance for it. So yeah, there could be a chance. So anyways, I don't want to waste my time on here right now because, I mean, last video, Godzilla Final Wars, was really long. It became the longest video since GMK. It became like over an hour. So now let's get to the movie. Let's go. So the movie opens up with some kind of like a homage back in the 50s, like from the I think 40s and 50s, that they were staying of Godzilla like being around. Well, first off, saying like the nuclear test, saying like, oh, like the Russians, it's the Russians' fault or the Americans' fault or something like that. But no, as it turns out, it was Godzilla who was involved with a bunch of stuff. They wanted to study him and stuff like that. And in 1954, they killed him with Lucky Dragon number 5, which is basically at the Bikini Atoll. So, great reference to the original, like, origins of Godzilla before the original came out, but sadly in a different way. Like, the movie ignored the original 1954, so they're, like, it's a reboot right now. So, this movie has done a lot of continuities for whatever reasons. Then we cut to 1999 at Jinjira, or someplace in the coast Philippines. Like, we meet Dr. Serizawa and Dr. Graham, played by Ken Watanabe and Sally Hawkins. So, Dr. Serizawa's character is much different than the original, which that's pretty cool. Also, he's Ishiro Serizawa. Dr. Ishiro Serizawa. No surprise that it was a reference to not only the original Dr. Serizawa, but a reference to Ishiro Honda, director of the original Godzilla. It was no surprise. So they arrive at the Philippines from a helicopter, and they work under the Society of Monarch. Yeah, Monarch is like Shield is like the MCU's Shield. Like, technically it is. So, anyways, Serizawa was like getting into some kind of tunnel with a few people, including Dr. Graham, with the suits. I can't remember what they are, like submarine suits. They look at the bones of a creature. They say like, Dr. Graham's like, "Oh my God, is that him?" And Dr. Serizawa's like, "No, this is much different." So, like, they thought it was Godzilla, the bones of Godzilla. I first think it was a pretty nice reference to Kiryu. It was a nice Kiryu, like, reference, like, Easter egg. But it's not really the bones of Godzilla. It's more like a bones of another dinosaur. So, they also found, like, what is it called again? Oh, some kind of egg. Like, there were 2 of them. One of them hatched out, which I stated out, it's probably the male M.U.T.O. It's a male M.U.T.O. The male M.U.T.O's larva, which we don't see at all, heads to Jinjira, and we meet, Ford. We meet the Brody's family. We meet Ford, Joe, and, Sarah. So, I don't remember who played Sarah and Ford the young kid Ford. The adult Ford, which we'll get to him soon. Joe Brody is the main process of the family, played by Bryan Cranston, who's been in a lot of movies, and he was in Breaking Bad, the TV series Breaking Bad. So it was his birthday, and Ford was depressed that his father wasn't even paying attention to the fact that it's his birthday that day or something. So his mother decided, okay, I'll figure it out. Just go to class or whatever. So Ford heads to class. Joe and Sarah were talking about, like, say, oh, we had to go back to this thing. And by the way, they live in Japan. Like, they're Americans just in a Japanese house. So that's the point. And what else again? Oh, and the fact of Joe Brody actually, like, stating like he thinks they think he's a maniac or something. That's what he thinks. That's what he's trying to say. And it's like, that's not true. So here's a funny thing. He totally forgot his birthday. So she had to make it up for him, saying, "Oh, happy birthday" or something. And he was like, "What? Is it true or something?" Like, this is one of the only characters I know of that forgets his own birthday. I wish I would have been like that when I was older, because, yeah, I mean, it sucks when the fact that you get too old and you're just like, whatever. But anyway, so they head to the Jinjira power plant, and Joe stated, like, what is going on and stuff like that. Sarah took a few crew with her to the tunnel or something like that at the power plant. the power plant starts to cause an earthquake or something. She tries to get out of the tunnel when there's like a puff of toxic smoke that she's wearing like suits that she could breathe oxygen or something. So Joe stated like to keep those doors open. My wife is still in there, and he has to go. He has to go save his wife until he stated like he will close the doors once his wife is out. It comes through once, and he was there. He wants her to run fast, but when she said like you have to close the doors, we're not gonna make it or something. Joe desperately tries to get her out of there, but unfortunately, the toxic smoke was about to reach there first, and so Joe screams and just press that button to close those doors, and he gets so upset seeing his wife dying, like saying like she tells her the last thing she said before she dies is please take care of Ford, be a good father or something like that. He goes, okay, I will, and he starts crying so badly. So the Jinjira starts to cause earthquakes, and the toxic smoke is spreading everywhere. The classes are the people in the classroom of Japan say like, okay, let's get out of here or something like that. And so, and by the way, that on that frame there's like a Mothra like Easter egg like thing. I mean, it's not really Mothra, but it looks like Mothra like on that picture in the classroom. Ford is looking at the Jinjira power plants, so depressed that his parents were still there and stuff like that. We cut to 15 years later in 2014. Of course, this is Godzilla 2014 in San Francisco, and Ford is already like older now. He's an adult, and he's played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who basically appeared as Quicksilver in Avengers: Age of Ultron. So, anyways, it really focuses on him. So we meet the other families. We meet his wife. He's already older, so now Ford has a wife named Elle Brody, played by Elizabeth Olsen, the youngest child of the Olsen family, such as the youngest, like with our twins, Mary Kate and Ashley Olsens, the twins, and Elizabeth Olsen is a lot younger than them, and she also appeared in Avengers: Age of Ultron, but as Scarlet Witch. So, and appeared in every other MCU films before snap and turn to dust. You get the Infinity War thing. But anyway, so we meet her and her son, Sam Brody, played by Carson Baldy, whatever. It's a welcome home party or something just for the three of them. So I mean, no one else is involved, and Elle Brody got called by the call system saying like, oh, Joe's been arrested in Japan, and Ford gets so upset that his father was arrested again. So Ford heads out to Japan, like saying, okay, I'm gonna go there, get my father out of there, and come back and stuff like that. Like, he doesn't want to leave his wife, but he has to. We cut to Japan, well, back in Tokyo, in Tokyo this time. Good reference. Also, I heard there's a lot of rumors stating like this could have been like a scene where Ford meets a police guy, one of the people who works at the police station, who is played by Akira Takarada. I first heard of that, I was like, you gotta be shitting me. So, unfortunately, that we never get to see it. I'm sure they're gonna release like a special edition for this movie, maybe extended edition, or maybe add deleted scenes. I hope they do that one day. So anyway, he was involved to state the process of that his father is finally out of prison, and his father asked him when they arrived in the apartment, saying like, "Oh, how's your wife, or how's your kid? Is he like 3 or 3.5?" And Ford's like, he's almost 5. So he asked his father like, why were you trying to break it? Why were you trying to go there? And he's just saying it's ballsack that it's just because you broke the law and stuff like that. And Ford's like, no, you really did broke the law. Just so he wants to go back Joe wants to go back to his old house, stating like he doesn't have a picture of Sarah, his dead wife, he stated like he wants to go back, and he's so pissed that he couldn't deal with it. And Ford was like, why not? I take you back. Like, I have a kid at home who's desperate to see his grandpa again, and he's like, okay, sure. So in the next morning, it feels like Joe never listened, and he was speaking Japanese. Something like was talking. Some animal was talking inside of his head. So he said like, whatever it is, it started talking again, and I mean talking. I gotta go back to that house. See, all my things are there, and Ford is like, why do you want to keep doing this? And because he's like, and then he's like, because I sent her down here. I sent her down there. I mean, that was powerful. So Joe and Ford are now heading to back to the Courtney zone, the Q zone. That's where the same place that Jajira had a toxic influence or whatever back 15 years ago. And when they see a bunch of dogs, he starts to take off the mask, and Ford's like, what the hell are you doing, man? And Ford's like, it's clean. The radiation in this place should be lethal, but there's nothing. So I mean, it was funny. So they go inside where the house used to be at. They found Joe found the discs he needed. And not to mention, there's another Mothra reference, just a tank that says Mothra, like down there. Joe actually found the picture of his wife, and he was so desperate that he wished he would see his wife again, but he couldn't. Then both Joe and Ford looked outside, seeing like, oh my God, the power plant was still there. They both got arrested by guards who worked at the plant, and basically it was taken over by Monarch. So we finally see Dr. Serizawa again, stating like, so what going on in the plant is that there's a cocoon right there, a cocoon of the M.U.T.O. So Dr. Serizawa stated like it's still feeding or something like that, and so one of the guys came in telling me like, oh, 2 men were just arrested, and one of them you said he used to work here. Joe Birdie said like you are making a mistake. Like, it wasn't an earthquake, it wasn't a typhoon or something like that. I want to see my son. I want to know if he's all right. Like, they took him out, but they left Ford inside the police truck, like trapped in handcuffs, trying to stay trapped forever or something. Like, no, not forever, but like, I don't know. So Joe's like, I want my son. I want my bag of discs. Like, you're looking to me like if I was in the fish tank. You keep telling everyone that this place is a death zone. You're lying. Because what's really happening is that you're hiding something out there. And he's so desperate, like he shouted, my wife died here. Something killed my wife. I want to know what happened. So, and then when the EMP goes down again and stuff like that, he goes, You see? That is not a transformer malfunction. That's an electromagnetic pulse. And it's gonna send us back to the Stone Age. You have no idea what is coming. Like, I have a lot of lines of this movie inside my head already. So, the M.U.T.O means stating like it's done feeding and stuff like that. And so, Dr. Serizawa found out like we had to shut it down. Get everyone out of there. So they stated like, oh, we must kill that M.U.T.O or whatever. Fuck this shit. So they thought they killed the cocoon already, but then when they go inside, when one of them goes inside, the M.U.T.O actually hatched out in this flying form. The M.U.T.O is starting to just killed a lot of men. Joe and Ford were able to get out of their things. Joe sees his son, but like trapped in wires or something like that with a bridge, and he starts falling. Ford is like so angered that his father died, so he thought he was dead, but then the M.U.T.O starts to get out and escape by flying while Ford was wearing a mask, like a gas mask. So the next day, Dr. Serizawa and Dr. Graham were brought to the military escort, like the Court of Japan type Navy ship, saying like he took Ford and Joe with him. So So Ford was desperate looking at his father dying, and at the end his father died. They killed off Joe Brody too early. Bryan Cranston is so awesome, but I mean, I expect him to die, ended up with his wife, but they did it too early. So that's pretty disappointing. So yeah. Anyways, moving on. So now at the east coast of Japan, Navy ship, they say like we have a new exclamated plot point, folks. M.U.T.O, massive unidentified terrestrial organism. It is no longer terrestrial. It is now airborne. So basically, yes, that's what they call M.U.T.O or M.U.T.O, but I call him M.U.T.O because I'm more used to it. I mean, whatever. So Dr. Serizawa, it was stated like he has no involvement with this M.U.T.O, but the thing is that he didn't realize it was going to attack. So Dr. Graham stated like saying like, oh, Joe Brody's dead or something like that. So Ford is upset that his father died, but one of the soldiers says like they need you right now. And so Dr. Graham and Serizawa showed Ford that what's going on with Monarch, with this creature, saying like, oh, in 1954 we awakened something. And so this is a scene that they were showing flashbacks back in 1954 with Godzilla and stuff. I love this line right here. We call him Godzilla. Like Gojira or something like that. So they found the Philippines that say like, oh, we just found the Philippines. Like in the Philippines, we actually found the creature that was involved or whatever. That's the bones like Gojira, but this creature died way longer. So and there were two spawns, meaning that one hatched out and the other still remains until we saw the creature that we know of, the M.U.T.O, specifically the male. So, anyways, so Ford is like saying like something talking or something like that, like an animal call ever since his father was hearing the M.U.T.O talking back to him or something. So yes, the M.U.T.O is young and still growing. But out of curiosity, doesn't that sound familiar to Kong Skull Island, saying like Kong is still growing, the M.U.T.O is still growing? So that's crazy. That's no coincidence. No coincidence. So, anyways, Ford is sent to Hollywood so he could take a flight back to San Francisco. He tried to call his wife saying like my dad is dead, but she didn't answer the phone. So in this plane, so he goes into the train at the airport of of Hollywood. He sees a kid, a Japanese kid which is like a reference to Ichiro from Godzilla's Revenge. Pretty interesting. Saying like he saw a figure of the thing Ford had, and he's like, oh, you want this or something like that. After he goes into there by accident and got lost with his parents, and Ford's like, okay, I'll bring him back or something like that. So he'll take care of him or something. Then it comes while the soldiers are still looking at the big submarine that's destroyed, as it turns out, the male M.U.T.O is destroying and eating parts of it, of nuclear waste. The M.U.T.O attacks the military and causes EMP to the entire place in Hollywood. Oh no, I meant Hawaii. Jesus Christ. Dr. Serizawa looks out from the coast on the other side, which is from the ocean. He sees giant dorsal spines. Of course, who could that be? That's Godzilla. Godzilla goes under the submarine, under the thing, and heads out to the city. The people of Hawaii were running from thinking that it was a tsunami, but no. When it turns out at night, it was they're looking at Godzilla, how huge he is in the movie. So when the lights came back on, the M.U.T.O was about to destroy the train that Ford was in, but no, he survived there. So when the M.U.T.O is destroying the whole thing, the entire airport, like all those planes were destroyed. That was incredible. And when you see Godzilla's foot, everyone was like, they stopped screaming. I don't know why didn't they just stop screaming when they see Godzilla. Like, what? Is because they think he's bringing balance of nature, or is he, or something like that? Or my guess is that he's really big, and they were just like afraid to scream because he's just so big. So the male M.U.T.O was looking at Godzilla, roaring at him like, oh my god, who the hell are you? And then Godzilla shows up and wow, that was fantastic. Oh my god. It was so loud that my ears were burning. Like I couldn't hear, like my ears hurt so bad in the theaters but then it cuts away. Like, okay, really? You just cut again? Like when Godzilla roars, the entire audience was clapping, but then when it cuts away, I was like, oh, why would you cut that away? I mean, come on, man. So it cuts to Sam Brody sleeping, and he saw the TV. So, and he goes, Mom, look, dinosaurs, or something like that. And she's like, whoa, that's huge. Yeah, that was pretty insane. So, in the next day, Ford is taking, like, the Japanese kid we saw in, that remember what he saw, that he was trying to defend, trying to find his parents, and, well, luckily, they found his parents. So, until then, he found some soldiers that say, hey, I'm Lieutenant Ford Brody. Where are you guys heading to? And the guys are like, oh, we're heading to whatever it is, to the east or west or something like that. I don't remember. So, and he's like, I guess we're monster hunters now. So, the battleships and Monarch are following Godzilla. Like their ships are surrounding Godzilla. It's like it's not like they're trying to chase after him. It's more like they have to stay around with him, just following him around. So like they help him or something. So Dr. Serizawa stated, like, when people think like, oh, that Godzilla is actually finding the M.U.T.O or something like that, Dr. Serizawa stated, like, no, he's hunting. Like, stated, like, the male M.U.T.O has to do something, like, he was calling up for something else. And so Serizawa and Dr. Graham recognized, like, oh my god, the pattern and stuff like that. They, like, remember the second egg we talked about, like, that was in the Philippines that the male M.U.T.O hatched out? So they took the second one in the nuclear waste of Las Vegas in Nevada. So the military tried to go into the nuclear waste, toxic waste or whatever, to find the second egg. But as it turns out, they were too late because the female M.U.T.O already hatched out. And my god, she's really big. And her belly was glowing orange. So, I mean, she's pregnant. So, she caused a lot of damage. And we hear the hilarious, you're in the devil in disguise. Oh my god, that scene is just so funny. Oh, and of course, like, the two firemen standing, whatever it is, when we see from far away, it looks like the Mothra fairies with those orange, like, dresses or something like that. But no, it was the firemen. I mean, somewhat of a hilarious reference or whatever. But no, those are not Mothra fairies. So they realized, thinking like, oh, we found the second one, and this one's way bigger, and stated like, this one doesn't have any wings. Dr. Graham asked, does it have a different sex? And Dr. Serizawa was like, it's a female. That the male and female M.U.T.Os are communicating each other, like they were dormant, and it must be a mating call. So yep, that's pretty shocking right there. So anyways, Ford Brody takes the train goes to the train with a few soldiers to take the bomb or something to head to San Francisco, whatever, stating like, oh, we're gonna have to, like, take this train thingy to head into the night or something. So during the night, they were walking on tracks or something like that, but they see a river of flaming vehicles and stuff. They saw the female M.U.T.O, and in the theaters, that scene gives the chills down my spines or something like that. It's like so quiet, so creepy and stuff like that. I mean, think about it. If that M.U.T.O was right next to me, like in real life, I would have shit my pants. Like, oh my god, that is really scary. Like super scary. Um, the female M.U.T.O destroyed the train, and Ford is the only survivor that jumps out of the track or something. So there we go. Godzilla swims down under the battleships. There was the Monarch was thinking like, where the hell is he going or something. So in the next day, El Brody. So in the hospital, Elle and Sam are in the hospital, like stating like she's trying to help. Yeah, Elle Brody is a nurse. So some woman came up to Elle stating like, I want to take your son just to take him out of San Francisco. He needs to be safe. And he's like, so Elle's like, no, Ford's coming to get me and stuff. Like Ford called Elle, stating like, telling her that he will come and get her just to get her out safe. So that failed actually. So Elle sent it her instead. Elle's like, okay, fine, I'll go with like, take my son. I want him safe. Please make sure he's safe. So she did as she promised. So back in San Francisco, so in the train, on the bridge of San Francisco, the Golden Gate Bridge, there was several buses still stuck in traffic, and there was a quiet sound that they hear Godzilla's roar swimming to the surface, and the military start firing at Godzilla. I mean, your bullets can't do jack shit to Godzilla. Come on. So Godzilla rises up. Godzilla doesn't even get hurt or anything right there. Like you hear a bunch of kids screaming when Godzilla's there. Godzilla's not even hurt at all. He's like, it's like, guys, will you please get out of my way? I'm trying to find these goddamn M.U.T.Os. So, and Godzilla destroyed half of the Golden Gate Bridge. Well, just a hole on the center. He destroyed the center of the Golden Gate Bridge. The buses are safe. And yes, Sam Brody is safe, okay? Don't worry. Meanwhile, EMP goes off after they set up the nuclear bomb. Like a nuclear bomb. Yeah, they stated like, oh, we're gonna nuke this area of San Francisco or something like that. Dr. Serizawa was conflicted of stating like, no, you should not do something like that. So, and he's holding a time, not only that, but he was holding a time watch stating like, that was his father, like, that it was gifted to him in 1945, Hiroshima, that's right. So, Dr. Serizawa stated like his father was around during that time. I think it's Dr. Daisuke Serizawa, pretty much of a reference. I don't know. But anyways, so the male M.U.T.O causes EMP while the bomb still goes on. Well, it didn't nuke yet. It nukes way too later. So the male M.U.T.O grabs the bomb, and there's like a puff of smog or smoke coming like through the city. Once the male M.U.T.O causes destruction, and he gets to see his wife again. My God, like the female M.U.T.O is way too big. Like she's so big. My God, that is just wow. I don't believe that. So they're in a mating call and shit. And there's like a romantic thing with these two. I mean, come on, male and M.U.T.O. I mean, come on. I mean, let me go to something with King of the Monsters. Could you imagine they do the same thing with that scene, but with Godzilla and Mothra, like in King of the Monsters? I mean, they're a romantic. Yes, I ship Godzilla and Mothra no matter what. But as a movie itself, I guarantee it will get audience to lose interest and stuff like that, lose their guards down. So I mean, I don't know, maybe I don't know. I mean, I ship them as much as I want to, but for a movie itself, no need to. So anyways, the M.U.T.Os are in law. So the M.U.T.Os were reunited. She's getting ready to give birth to her babies. The male M.U.T.O like starts flying and stuff. So Ford is going up with the Halo jump thing from a giant plane. With a bunch of soldiers like going with him. Dr. Serizawa was out there looking through the serpent, like from his distance. The best thing here comes the best line from Dr. Serizawa. Let them fight. That was iconic. That was so iconic right there. That was great. That was so great. So, anyways, male M.U.T.O attacks us a little bit more in the city while El Brody is running with a bunch of people from the M.U.T.O. And when Godzilla shows up, they went inside like some kind of a building. I don't know, whatever. And it cuts to where Godzilla and the male M.U.T.O start fighting and cuts away when the door closes. Damn it! So then we cut to the Halo jump. That was so great. That Halo jump thing is so great. Ford is with them, ready to stop these monsters. So, and when they're onto the ground already, they were searching around to find the nest. So they found it, but the female M.U.T.O was still giving birth that time while she had the nuclear bomb with her. I mean, when I was a kid, I couldn't even watch this scene because I was disturbed. When I was like a few years younger, like I was disturbed right there because that was. But now I'm already used to it. Okay, don't worry, I'm already used to it after watching it a few times. So anyways, so the female M.U.T.O gives birth. Godzilla like comes out from the fogging smoke and roars so long and loud that again my ears hurt so bad because it was so loud, and my heart starts jumping because I was awesome. Godzilla and the female M.U.T.O start fighting while the soldiers, including Ford, start going down to get that bomb from the nest. So my god, there's like 1 million eggs. So Godzilla and the female M.U.T.O were fighting. Godzilla outposts her like in a great way until the male M.U.T.O comes out with some kind of a Gigan roar or something. And like that was interesting. So Godzilla's been tag teamed by the two M.U.T.Os, and it looks like he doesn't stand a chance. Godzilla like is literally is almost defeated or something. But when they got the bomb out, Ford set like caused like a like had the gasoline liquid or something. Yeah, just gas where when it reaches the fire, it will explode and kill the babies. So, kill all these eggs. So Ford did that, and he got out safety. So, but Ford is a little bit injured after getting out, and the explosion happened. The female M.U.T.O was so shocked that her nest exploded, and when the male M.U.T.O looked too, he was pissed. So the female M.U.T.O looks down, and she was really, really upset that her babies are dead. This is really like Zilla 98. It's like Zilla 98, except it's a female and not asexual. That's what's going on right here. She gets so upset until when she sees Ford, she gets really pissed. Until like Ford was looking at something glowing blue. When she looks back, Godzilla's dorsal spines glow blue, and he blasts his atomic breath. That was so badass, but it's so small and thin, and it resembles like the spiral red beam or something like that. It's like a resemblance of the spiral red beam. That is just awesome. And thank God it's blue, but so not red because it's too early for red. And to be honest, it's too small. So when the female M.U.T.O is like literally almost defeated, the male M.U.T.O starts attacking Godzilla again, like attacking his gills. His gills are pretty much bleeding. Yeah, this Godzilla movie is so bloody and gory. I mean, it's supposed to be. It's a Godzilla bloodish movie, so it's CG. And so when Godzilla is like throwing him, so when they started the boat, when the military started the boat, the female M.U.T.O gets back up and starts chasing after the military with that bomb, trying to get it back. And well, she's pissed right now. Godzilla swings around the male M.U.T.O like somewhere out to distance until when he flies back to him, Godzilla smacked him with his tail, and the male M.U.T.O gets impaled by too many crumbling buildings and stuff. So, and the M.U.T.O is dead. Male M.U.T.O is dead. Godzilla was like really exhausted until like the building like collapsed like on top of Godzilla. L is on a different building that I don't know. She's safe. Don't worry. She's safe with other people, so they're fine. She's fine. Ford starts walking, and when he sees Godzilla, when he meets Godzilla face to face, both of them were looking at each other with. It's somewhat similar to what you saw in '98, except sometimes different. Ugh, God, why is that? Why do you have to have that? No need to have that. So, anyways, Ford goes back to where the boat is, where the bomb is. Female M.U.T.O attacks all the military. Ford was able to use the boat to get out safety with the bomb until the female M.U.T.O EMP, of course, looking down at Ford like so pissed. He's got a pistol to shoot her, which, come on, man, a pistol cannot kill monsters. You that stupid? Until Godzilla bites her in the neck. And when I first saw this scene that he's gonna kill her, I first thought he was gonna rip her jaw off like King Kong did to a T-Rex, but no. Godzilla did the famous kiss of death scene, the like breathing down his atomic breath down her throat, and her neck starts bleeding out disintegration and was decapitated. That was iconic right there, super iconic. Godzilla roars in victory, and the audience, I hear a lot of audience were like clapping, like, yeah, that was awesome, like, wow, that was great. So Ford was satisfied Godzilla saved his life, even though he wasn't trying to. But at the end, Godzilla just passes out and falls asleep, like he was exhausted. The military so the helicopter got the guys from the helicopter got Ford out of that boat, and the boat like went like out to distance and caused the explosion, the atomic explosion. Thank God Ford wasn't there. So Ford and his child Sam were reunited. He was reunited with L after Godzilla was awakened. Like he woke up. Well, first off, Dr. Serizawa arrived to Godzilla sleeping, and when Godzilla woke up, he was satisfied that Godzilla like is still alive, and he like thinking Godzilla is trying to help out, saving nature. L and Ford are reunited, thank God, and everyone was cheering out with the giant billboard news saying Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Savior of our city. So, like, yes, reference King of the Monsters, which is for the upcoming film, teasing us, yes. But Savior of our city, I'm not sure about that, but so Godzilla gives one last roar before heading back to the sea, and the movie cuts out. So, and credits. That was so good. That movie was so good. I couldn't even stop watching it at all. I kept rewatching it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. So like, I just love it. Actually, in the theaters, like when most people left, I actually stayed in the theaters waiting for an after credits scene. How funny is that? But guess what? There is nothing in the after credits scene. So I can imagine like putting on some Akira Ifukube music for the credits. Like they could have done that, but whatever. So anyways, the movie was perfect. It was great. I love it. Not perfect Godzilla movie. I mean, Godzilla was whatever. I'll get to it in a moment. So the movie is good. The beginning of the MonsterVerse is awesome. Kong Skull Island was pretty cool, honestly. So I can't wait for King of the Monsters. So anyways, this movie is awesome. The characters are pretty much likable. I mean, a lot of people didn't just hate the Brodies. We're gonna focus on the Russells in the next movie. But I like Bryan Cranston. He's pretty cool. He was killed off too early. I'm disappointed. Ford, Elle, and Sam are all right. I mean, Ford. I like Ford. I like Elle and Sam. They're pretty great. Dr. Graham is awesome. Serizawa is awesome. I love Serizawa. He's the best human character of the movie. I love his character a lot. So this movie is just it's awesome. Okay, it's awesome. Cannot deny about this. All right. So, anyways, let's talk about the goddamn monsters. Of course, we're gonna start with the ones that steals it, the M.U.T.Os. I love these M.U.T.Os. I love them. I like these M.U.T.Os pretty much. I mean, they're when I first saw the art concept of the M.U.T.Os, I hate it so bad because it just looks so cute and it hurts me a lot saying, how fucking stupid is that? So when the design was revealed in the trailers, I was like, okay, that's badass. A lot of people like stated out in the trailer saying, oh no, it's Rodan or something like that. I was like, it's not Rodan. That's not Rodan. Why are people saying like, oh, it's Rodan or something like that? They're stupid. Like, it was not Rodan. That's like the one of the monsters from the ground, the mountain monster is Anguirus. How many times do we have to go over that, people? I mean, that's dumb, okay? So, the M.U.T.Os in this movie are pretty cool. The face, to quote from James Roloff, looks similar to Orga. The eyes is similar to Gigan. The wings on the male M.U.T.O is like Gals from Gamera. The bodies, however, the way they walk, here it goes. It's pretty much a homage to the Cloverfield monster. It's pretty cool, honestly. I like that. So, and Godzilla himself. Okay, 12 minutes of screen time. How am I not surprised? I mean, I want Godzilla to have more screen time in this movie. I hope there's going to be an extended cut for him. Who knows? But I want Godzilla to show up more and more, okay? Like, bring more Godzilla stuff. But anyways, I love Godzilla's design, to be clearly honest. He is badass in this movie. He is fucking badass. Like, yes, I know. He looks fat, okay? He looks pretty fat. I know. He's not my favorite design. Well, I mean, Godzilla's too fat in this movie. The next movie, he's pretty much thinner, and the dorsal spines look awesome. The tail is so, like, it's like a pencil typed pointy. So, but not anymore because King of the Monsters changed up that tail. So yeah. Godzilla looks pretty much frightening in that movie, but like he looks pretty badass. The face. So, but I wish Godzilla would have had more screen time and overpowered usually. So that's all I can say about it. Music by Alexander Desplat or something. Yeah, that's his name. Alexander Desplat. That's the name of the composer. I thought his music was pretty good. The intro theme is awesome. Some of the musics are awesome, are pretty great. A few of them were pretty forgettable. I mean, I don't know. That's all I could say. So, by meanings, I think this movie is pretty good. I give this movie a 8.5 out of 10. I love this movie. It was so great. I do recommend you guys watch this movie, okay? It's awesome. So, 8.5 out of 10. Same rating with Godzilla Final Wars. And speaking of which, I'm sorry that video was super long. Or, I don't know if this one was longer. I mean, if it was, then let me know in the comments. Or let me find out. But, yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I'll see you guys in the next review, which is probably, like, gonna be around Friday or Saturday. I don't know. So, I'm gonna review the next episode, Shin Godzilla. So, I'll see you guys next time. This is SB Goji Fan signing off. Bye.